What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the Neon Sage podcast. I want to start this episode by saying thank you so much to everybody that listened and commented and liked and shared. We had so much, such an amazing reception and so many messages and things that like just really just lit a fire under me. So I really appreciate that. Hopefully you guys caught last week. Amazing episode. One of my favorite finds, one of my favorite internet finds I've ever stumbled upon. So if you haven't listened to the cheating Yelp review scandal yet, please go check it out. YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, TikTok, like there's clips all over. So check that out. And let's get into it. Sebi, how are you, my boy? How's your week been?
Dude, I'm doing good. I am very excited to be done with this fasting regimen that I've been on. For the last, those of you who don't have any idea, because I don't like post stuff on social media like that. But for the last, since April 1st, to be honest, I've been on this very intense fasting regimen where I only eat on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. No, I'm not crazy. I looked into this very in depth, and I found it to be one of the...
You watched a YouTube video, okay?
Yep, Dr. Jason Fung, shout out. Shout out Dr. Jason Fung. When you see my before and afters, he's gonna want a piece of that. I'll tell you that. But yeah, so I've been doing that, and I've had incredible results. I feel amazing. But the end of June will mark to be doing it for 12 weeks, and I'm going to be done doing it for the next foreseeable amount of time. So I'm just happy to start eating every day again, because as I get closer to my deadline, I find myself just craving like food more than ever, which is interesting.
What are you craving the most? Like, what's your last meal?
Dude, one of the things that I'm craving more than anything right now is dumplings. Like at like a Chinese restaurant, like those, like whether they're like soup dumplings.
I think that's kind of racist. I think dumplings are not Chinese.
I feel like they're definitely Chinese, right?
I'm not sure. Maybe I'm racist. But dude, we have, I mean, you guys have it, I think. Din Tai Fung?
No, we don't have it in Arizona.
Oh my God, dude. That's where we're going. When you come out here next week, we're going.
Oh, I would love that, bro. I would love that. There's literally an Asian district. That's what it literally is called in Mesa. Where like for like a mile or two, like on the street signs in Mesa, it says the Mesa Asian District, and it's just like
that's
only like Asian stores, Asian restaurants, for like the most part, and they have some really good dumpling places there that are really, really good.
Dude, so my two favorite, we have Din Tai Fung. I don't know if it's Din or Dim. I think it's Dim because it's dim sum.
I think it's Din Tai Fung though, right? Let's look it up.
I paid them way too much money. Like until they're ready to sponsor me, I don't give a
fuck. Din Tai Fung.
DTF.
Taiwanese restaurant, which is basically Chinese.
Racist.
No.
No, it is. You're right. You're totally right.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
They left. They're like the democracy version of China.
Nowadays, you have to like plead your case. Like I said it as a joke, but like we know how it is. You got to make sure. DTF, and there's this place in LA called IXLB. It's like this tiny little dim sum place, and that's been one of my favorites. So, dude, I'm like so distracted. I'm excited to hear about your fast. I'm excited to talk about food, but we all know why we're here today. So, by the time you guys hear this episode, it'll be a few days past, but we got to talk about this fucking submarine.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to talk about it, and I want to let you have the floor first on this one, in terms of like, just like 1,000-foot view. What are your thoughts on this? Well, how have you been reacting to this? Have you been following this? Just kind of where are you at in general?
Okay, so I was late to the party because I try not to be on social media during the day. I fail every day, but I really do try not to be on social media too much. I had dinner with my sister, and she goes, dude, can you believe this submarine thing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, are you joking? Like, where have you been? So then I just went into a downward spiral. I just went in, like, I got lost in the abyss of the OceanGate. Have you, like, kept up with it? Have you watched it? Have you?
Okay. So this is going to sound really insensitive, and it's going to sound kind of cold. But a little bit of background, just really quick. there's a YouTube channel called Mr. Ballin that he basically talks about like really like intense stories that have actually happened, of like all these different accidents, murders, all different kinds of stuff. So I definitely have a hunger for fucked up stories like this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But when I heard this story, like when they were like still alive a couple days ago, I was like, oh, they're gonna die. I was just like, oh, they're gonna die, and
Oh,
I just didn't.
duh.
And I was like, I just for some reason just didn't care. I was like, oh, they're definitely gonna die. I'm like, what do you like? They had to some extent, like understand that death was very a real possibility when they went in that tiny little submarine that deep into the ocean. So I didn't really care. Like
Yeah,
honestly,
dude.
I
So
don't
you know,
really give a fuck that
you
they
know what's
died.
so funny is the
Sorry.
first thing when it got brought up to me, the first thing I said, because they were never going to be fucking found in 3 days. Like no chance in hell
Yeah.
were they being found. I had said to my sister and my wife, I said, I hope we find them during my lifetime. Like I was hoping, right? I was picturing like, 10 years from now, they're like, OceanGate wreckage finally found. I'm like, oh, cool. That's a nice way to, close the book on this thing. I knew they were like, I hate to say, like, I hate to be that guy, like I knew, but come on, dude. The ocean is 73% of the world, and they're talking about even if they were directly above or below each other, we're talking about a 2.5 mile difference, right? 13,000 feet. That's 2.5 miles. Come on, dude. What are we talking about here? Light doesn't even pass that far. Like I don't even know. You have to look up the stats because I'm just gonna make up a number. The pressure at 13,000 feet has to be like a gazillion pounds per square inch. Like this is just ridiculous, dude. Like absolutely insane that we thought for 1 second these people were going to be found after communication stopped. So let me take a deep breath here because I am excited about this because we do kind of share the same sentiments here. I do not give a fuck about 5 people that decided to go in like
Exactly.
like let's be real here. Let's be real. So I sent you this link because this was I don't know if it's a documentary, like a piece that was done before the voyage. So this company has done a couple voyages before. I'm not really sure like their success rate. There's a girl they interviewed that's part of the crew, I guess. She was scheduled to go on 2 expeditions to the Titanic. Both got canceled. So like, let's watch this because this is.
Okay. Voila.
So I need you to stop right there. Did you see what that was?
What part of the whole submarine or?
The toilet
Yeah, the little fucking hole in the thing.
that had a milk carton in it? Like
Yeah, I imagine you just like piss in the milk carton or shit in the milk carton.
That's what I was thinking was like, bro,
Hold on, let's go. Can we go back? Nah,
No.
Instagram reels are lame like that.
One time I was driving home from Arizona and the 10 freeway got completely stopped. I filled up an entire smart water bottle, like the big smart water bottles. Like I had to hold my pee. I filled up the smart water bottle. I had to hold it and then finish later. You're telling me that 6 people on a submarine the size of this room are going to share a milk carton in a...
It goes to show that they didn't anticipate being down there that long.
Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, I can't even put it into words, bro. These people just each spent $250,000. Let's take a step back here. The best case scenario was that they were going to be physically next to the Titanic wreckage. They were going to be viewing it through a hole this big and on a computer screen that didn't even look 4K. Let alone the risk, all the bullshit. We're talking $250K to look at a ship through a porthole?
Yeah, it's so incomprehensible, like of a way to spend your money in something that you'd want to do.
It's crazy. And for those of you that are like new to the
That's
podcast,
it's purely rich people shit because they were all like billionaires, right?
pure
Or
rich
like
people
they're
shit.
just like, yeah, it's like the most, so they can say with my own two eyes I saw the wreckage of the Titanic. Is like
real.
that what you get to take out of it?
which doesn't seem like that good of a prize.
I just don't fucking care, bro. Like
Bro,
I
the
don't
movie's been
care at
out for,
all.
like, the movie's been out for like 30 years, dog.
For real. It's just like, and considering how much time has passed and how much the ocean floor has eroded the Titanic wreckage, like it is very peculiar. It's so weird. And yeah, dude, I don't fucking get it. I really don't at all. Like that's another part of the reason why I have no sympathy for their death. Yeah, it's sad they died. It's a tragedy, but like, dude, this is a good story for everyone to hear, because like it just brings awareness to, like, yeah, that's what happens in life. You know what I mean? Like, you want to do crazy one-off stupid shit like that, you get one-off ways to die. You implode inside of a fucking submarine at the bottom of the ocean.
Dude, and the thing is, I want to make this very clear, and I want people to hear this. For those of you that are new to this, and this may be the first thing you're seeing of me and Sebastian, or Sebastian and me, this is not like performative. Like, we're not having this like crass opinion and really not caring about these 6 people in this tin can for like views and stuff, because if you know me, you know that this is generally the stupidest shit. I get scared getting on an airplane. You could not pay me $2 billion to get in this shit.
That's a good point. How much would you have to pay me to get inside of that submarine?
Bro, if the choices were shooting me in the face or putting me in the submarine, shoot me in the face. Like, I have to be medicated to get on an airplane, and you're telling me I have to get into a tin can with one window that's controlled by a... It's so funny because in all the comments you see, like, controlled by an Xbox controller, controlled by a PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
Bro, it was a Logitech controller.
Yeah,
it wasn't even like it wasn't even like an official Sony or official Microsoft. It was like a Logitech controller you buy at like Micro Center for like $19. It was like the cheap controller you don't even want. Like, when you and your friends were playing video games as kids and that one friend always got the shitty controller that was like off-brand, that's what they were steering this ship with, is the fucking off-brand controller.
They truly were, though. I remember seeing it. You can see it here in this image of the guy holding it. It's
That's
like,
not an official Xbox controller, dude.
yeah, it's just a Logitech one. Yeah, that's all it is.
Like,
but what I wonder is this.
DualSense?
But so they did work with like Boeing and like other like this they are billionaires.
Hold on.
It's like,
According
so
to
I
what this guy
wonder.
said.
It's like, I doubt that controller was the reason why they fucking sang.
No, for sure.
It is
but,
funny.
like,
It's funny though. It's just funny.
it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, when you, because I watched the full thing, there's like a probably 12 or 15 minute, I forget what the news channel is. We'll have to find it. We'll link it for everyone to watch it. So the guy, the newscaster, goes with them, and he gets in the submarine, and he's...
I think it's this video here. Okay.
Well, how long is that? This is it. So for you guys that are just listening, there's a guy, and I can't tell he looks like the guy that's piloting, but I don't think it is. He's reading the contract that says if you sign up for this, it could lead to emotional trauma, nausea, sickness, and even death. And he laughingly says, "Where do I sign?" Right? This guy, the newscaster, they do a test run, okay? The submarine only got 37 feet below the water level, the sea level, before they said, uh-oh, something went wrong. We have to come back up. 37 feet. Like, 37. That's it. They did, then they did it again, and there was like some issue with like a buoy coming off, and they canceled the operation again. So while the newscaster is there, just learning about it, like trying to understand it, while they're prepping for the actual dive, I guess, or submersion, it failed twice. Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
It is very peculiar. Yeah. It's like, and then on top of that, it's not just anybody got inside of it. It's like, let's look up the victims.
that's what's crazy.
Of OceanGate.
the richest man in Pakistan, like the richest man in the entire country.
Yeah, like one of them. Yeah, it's the.
I thought he was number one. Could be
He
wrong.
might be. He might. Let's see.
His 19-year-old son.
So yeah, Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood, RIP. His son
Anybody with the
Suleiman
first name Shah?
Dawood, rest in peace. Titanic expert Paul Henry Nargolat, rest in peace, my friend. British billionaire Hamish Harding, what a name, rest in peace. Wow,
I like that you're saluting them like they're U.S. soldiers.
I'm saluting their soul for going out like that,
Bro.
for going out for the underwater implosion. They like, I'm sure they had probably been poisoned by carbon monoxide, lost oxygen. They probably panicked. I'm sure. I want to believe that they were probably not completely conscious when it imploded, but
No.
eventually the pressure just it blew up like
So
a bomb.
what they're speculating is that. Let me catch everybody up. If you're hearing this now, so this episode, was recorded a few days ago now. So if you're hearing this for the first time, and you have no idea what's going on, time to go outside, right? Go outside, live in the real world. Even I would never advise this, but open your smartphone, okay? Go onto a social media account and start scrolling, okay? So they were just found as of this morning, right? So by the time you hear this episode, hopefully you should be.
Well, they weren't found.
Well,
Yeah.
the case was closed.
The debris, they know, hey, the thing blew up. We'll
Yes.
never recover their bodies. They got
We
that
have
ocean
found
burial for
pieces.
free.
Correct. We have found pieces of this ship scattered across the wreckage, 13,000 feet below the surface. You could not pay me enough to get in the ship. You could not convince me that this thing was safe from the jump, and I am no expert because you brought up working with Boeing and working with NASA. In that video, he says they only worked with NASA and Boeing for the outer shell, for like the air seals, for the materials, for the like actual physical structure. I don't believe, and please someone correct me if I'm wrong, that the electrical components were NASA or Boeing, because they were communicating with the mothership via text message. Do you know that?
Really?
Dude.
Well, I wonder, I would love to almost ask somebody who's like a submarine type of engineer and just
I mean,
kinda,
I've been researching this for 48 hours now. I think I'm
you're
as an expert.
about there.
I think I'm owed a marine biology degree at this point.
Yeah. It's just
Aeronautical
like, it is,
engineering.
it's just like, damn, so the guys who got in this, they weren't like begged to get inside the submarine.
No.
It's like they got in on their own accord. They must have thought it was safe enough. You know what? It's like, I don't, that's why for me, I don't feel like this story, when everyone was being fanatical about it and stuff, like I would just like, my brother would give me updates, my mom would send me updates, but I was like, dude, I personally didn't give a shit. Like, because I'm just
I
like,
definitely don't care. Like, and I hate to say it and sound crass, I don't care about these people. It is so interesting to me that like,
it's just
this is
so,
just
it is so weird. It's like so
it's just such
weird.
a modern, like, it's just I don't want to say a sign of the times because that sounds so generalizing, but like, dude, there are people starving all over the world. Like, and I'm not trying to be like people could eat. Like, no, like let's paint the landscape. Like, there are people actually starving, like, all over the world. There's like the highest number of like child slaves and stuff like that. And these six, I don't know if they were all billionaires, right? But these like billionaires, just for
Two of them were for sure billionaires, probably maybe three, because one of them
got
was
into a fucking submarine to go see the Titanic, and the thing imploded on them. Like, this is just like what? Like, I can't even. Like, we're just living in a world that is, it's unfathomably big. Like the possibilities and the things that are going on simultaneously in this age of of being human is insane to me.
Well, the truth is stranger than fiction, for the most part.
100%.
It's like all these fictionary tales are born out of things that actually happened, and it's just like, yeah, that's the time that we live in, where multiple billionaires get inside of a tiny. Like, that's the thing too. Like, if we watch this video again a little bit, and we just like look how small the inside. Look how fucking small the inside of this thing is, bro. Like, if you just told me to get inside of this and we're going to go 30 feet underneath the ocean, I'd be like, no.
Dude, it bolts from the outside, dude. Like, that's the craziest thing. They were...
Well, I wonder what happened.
I mean, to be honest, what most people are speculating... again, this is all very new information, so if we're wrong, we're wrong. But you got to give us some grace here. They lost touch somewhere on the first day. It was only supposed to be an 8-hour expedition, right?
Wow,
so
really? So that explains the small toilet situation.
Correct. So it's 3 days. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. It's 3 days via boat. They get on a big boat and they go out to where the Titanic sank.
And then they drop.
They try to get it as close to right above it as they can, and then essentially drop the submarine straight down. That's like ideal, right? So getting into the sub, going down and coming back up was only supposed to be an 8-hour expedition, from what I'm understanding. They lost contact a couple hours in, which is, when I say lost contact, they stopped receiving text messages back from the submarine. So what a lot of people are speculating is that at that point, the pressure caved in. So a lot of people are speculating that these people were dead a few hours into it.
Yeah. Like, shit hit the fan fast.
Super fast. So, like, the last 3 days of, like, they have 46 hours of air probably didn't mean anything.
Damn.
I do want to say, not caring about this or how these people died in any way, shape, or form, I do want to say, like, I do hope for them, like, as a human, that it was quick. Like, I cannot imagine just floating in the abyss with no contact with the outside world, whether I signed up for it or not. Like, you know, my real inner demon says, like, dude, you guys signed up for this. Like, this is what happens when you fly too close to the sun. But I really do hope that it just, you know, they just got vaporized by pressure.
Yeah, I hope it was as painless as possible. But, and I'm not saying I wish it was painful. I don't wish that. But it's just like, you had to put yourself in that situation to happen. The likelihood of me dying in that way is none, because I would never do that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just like I don't know what to say, dude. Like, you had to understand that was one of the possibilities when you went down there. It's like, hey, this is I'm done forever. Like, and then James Cameron right here, who he's like, yeah, we've never had an accident like that. 100% true. He's alive. Mr. Cameron, an expert in submersibles, has dived dozens of times to the ship's deteriorating hulk and once plunged in a tiny craft of his own design to the bottom of the planet's deepest recess.
Yeah, he went to Mariana's Trench.
Exactly. So it's like, there's a way to do it. These people did it the wrong way, apparently.
They just did it the wrong. It's Coke and Pepsi.
Among the lost, Stockton Rush. He was the chief executive and founder of OceanGate.
He's the CEO, and I think he was the pilot too. I think he was the one manning the craft.
Damn, you know what, for him though, what a life. You know what I mean? Like, you live your life, you grow up, you grow old, you become the CEO and the founder of OceanGate, the pilot of the Titan Submersible. You were fucking probably so pumped about this. You got to do all this stuff, and then you died doing that. Like, that is. Like, so
I'm going to ask you, and I don't want you to, if you don't feel comfortable, the only person that I sort of feel bad for is the 19-year-old kid.
I don't feel bad for that kid.
Yeah.
Why would I feel any different about that kid? Apparent to everyone, he got inside of it.
So I feel this is where I go back and forth. He only lived 19 years, right? Like
the shortness of his life is sad.
But his 19 years was his dad's a billionaire. So it's like he probably had a better 19 years than
theoretically, he had access to more things over his 19 years. Sure. But his dad could have been an emotional fucking tornado, and
his dad gaslit him into getting.
Maybe.
Get in the OceanGate, you pussy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or what if the son was obsessed with the Titanic since he was like 12 years old? And this was like something the dad wanted to give to him. The dad was like just doing it to do it. But his son, I would be curious to learn more about. That's probably the most interesting dynamic of everybody that was on there, if I'm being honest, is like, who was the Pakistani billionaire? Why did they want to go to that? Were they like Titanic like stands? Or were they submarine stands? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, most parents are like, fuck, I got to take my kid to Frozen on Ice this weekend. And this guy's like, I got to take my kid to see the Titanic. So,
Yeah, little, what was his name? Suleiman, or I'm sorry, what his name was something. Suleiman. It started with an S when I was
this
looking up the
sounds
victims.
so bad, and I don't want to I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but let's be real here, guys.
I'm just kind of numb a little bit to
Yeah.
I understand that life is everything. It's beautiful, it's terrible, it's funny, it's dark. It's just, yeah, Suleiman Dawood. That's his son. Suleiman Dawood. Let's click on. So this is the billionaire. Does it say why they'd like to go? So they were British citizens. Okay, so that makes sense how they were probably... Interesting. He also works with the Prince's Trust International and the British Asian Trust set up by King Charles. So this guy seems like he was a major player. Did he have any submarine experience beforehand, or what's going on?
Yeah, I would be so curious. It sucks to say because they're gone, but I wish they would have journaled this. I would love to hear
that would be cool if they were able to obtain if they did. There was a Mr. Ballin story where these people in a war submarine, they died being stuck at the bottom of the ocean, but they eventually were able to pull the submarine out, and one guy literally wrote the notes of before he died, and they have it.
That's sick. My uncle was in the Marines, and he has a buddy who was in the Navy, and his buddy was a submarine guy. He was stationed on the submarines. I think he told me this a long time ago. They go underwater for 60 days at a time. You don't see the sun for 2 months, and he did 6 or 7. I don't know if they call them tours, but he did 7 of these underwater missions. Dude signed up to be underwater for 2 months at a time, 7 times in a row.
Damn.
And now he works at a nuclear power plant. He's super cool dude. He's super mellow. He's kind of a hippie, super smart. But he's been underwater for 60 days at a time, 7 different times. That is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's interesting. Isn't it interesting to just think about how there are people on this earth that are not even just interested in some of these things, but they're so beyond our imagination, passionate and obsessed with some of these experiences that you couldn't pay me to do. The submarine thing, or skydiving out of a plane, or there's a lot of things. It's it's crazy. We can both be a human, and then you say, yeah, let me get in that submarine, please, for free. I'll pay you. And I'm you couldn't pay me enough. But we're both humans. That's how different we are. That's crazy.
If you told me you can swap fortunes with the billionaire, you just have to get into submarine, no chance.
No. Well, because for me, it's one, I just wouldn't be interested.
I would come out schizophrenic. I don't think you understand how actually
mentally traumatizing that would be. Yeah.
Dude, I would come out of that thing. I would be cross-eyed. I'd be fucking drawing on the walls. I would not come out the same. I wouldn't be the same.
And honestly, just to pivot a little bit, you bring up an interesting point. What could you bear? What could you not bear? And so, since we're on the topic, the gloomy, the dark topic, that is death. Although it is very real, let's spend some more time thinking about it, and let's do the worst ways to die tier list. For those of you out there who don't understand how a tier list operates, it functions in a very straightforward manner. Basically, how it works is there's different tiers, right? The first tier on here is acceptable, meaning that it's a bad way to die, but I could take that. Mildly disturbing. Mid means it's bad, but not terrible. Then let the sweet nothingness embrace me, meaning it's pretty fucking bad. And then the worst tier is hell is literally a better alternative than that. So we have a bunch of different ways to die here for those people that are just listening. a bunch of different stuff. We'll kind of make sure we verbalize it as we go along. But Preston, let's take a stab at this. What would be some of the worst ways to die? Let's make up a fake icon right now for that submarine death. I would put that as hell as a better alternative.
So, do you remember when The Revenant came out and they said like it doesn't matter what other movies are coming out this year, like Leo's winning it.
Yeah.
Like it was just his year to win the Oscar.
Yes.
Just in light of everything that's going on, of course, that one wins. Getting crushed by a soda can, a giant soda can, with a $19 store brand Xbox controller and 3 strangers is hand to God. I could not even comprehend or imagine horrors worse than that. Like, let's be fucking real here.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. I would definitely, I would throw that in the hell as a better alternative.
For sake of just a beautiful transition, just amazing.
And you know what? To those people, man, I mean, I'll say this: you died doing something you obviously cared a lot about.
For real.
People don't get to do that. A lot of people die and they just get murdered, or they die on accident, or they overdose. You at least were attempting to live your dreams, and I'm happy for you in that way. Now,
yeah, it's definitely one of the cooler things. Like,
yeah, it's better than having an aneurysm. Like in terms of like the moment, in terms of like it's much cooler moment to talk about your dad that died in the submarine going to the Titanic than if your dad died in the aneurysm. So
I didn't even think about that, bro. Imagine being like, dude, so how did your dad pass? Bro, you remember that fucking OceanGate? Like, dude, oh man, that's dark, dude.
R.I.P. to them, but for real though, it's like,
yeah, like no one's matched your story. Like you're,
oh no, yeah, you can't.
You're a local bar legend at that time. Like, dude, you heard about Sebastian, dude? His dad, remember the shitty submarine? Yeah, dude, we don't talk about it.
Yeah, dude. Because they basically died in the public eye.
Yeah.
It's like, no one saw them die, but like they had millions of people invested in their lives out of nowhere. Like, no, we didn't know who Suleiman was.
Which, to be honest, dude, like this might sound crazy. Like there's a lot of artists and actors and musicians and philosophers and literal geniuses and that like don't get this much recognition when they pass. Like these people are imprinted in the fabric of time, especially with the internet and, mass media. Like these people are imprinted forever. Like, mark my words, in 10 years, there's going to be someone that's like, oh dude, 10 years ago on this day, OceanGate imploded into a catastrophic soda can crushing hydraulic
100%.
press. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you, this is at the end of the year, we'll look at all the headlines that came from 2023. This would be one of the ones like in the top.
It's a 2023 greatest hits. It might even be a 2020's greatest hits.
It could, more likely than not, it's going to be a 2020's most insane headlines.
I mean, we're only 35% into the decade. So like there's.
Yeah, I can't name a more memorable death that happened in the 2020s so far.
I mean,
name a more memorable death.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant. That's number
Kobe
one.
Bryant,
That's number one. But that might be. I've said this. A little quick tangent here. Kobe Bryant's death, what is to me is by far the most painful celebrity death of all time for me. Not close.
It's not even close. It's not even close. Robin Williams was like a close.
That was a fucked up one. Steve Irwin was fucked up because it was just like out of nowhere, bro.
But again, like you said, dude, like these people on the submarine, Steve Irwin was out and about doing his thing with the stingrays. And I'm not like trying to talk about this.
Yeah, at least he died like living his passion.
That's what I'm saying. Like he really did. Like
that's why it makes Kobe Bryant the worst. Is that he was with his daughter too. Oh no, dude! And they were just flying in a helicopter for transportation, and they got blown up. That is unfathomable.
Yeah, dude. So I would say, as far as 2020s are concerned, like this decade is concerned, Kobe Bryant's probably the most impactful, if that's the right word, celebrity passing.
Yeah, from the vicious nature of the way that he went, and then also because of who he was at the same time. It just makes it so, jeez Louise.
So let's get into this because I do want to bring a little bit of light to the situation.
Yeah. Let's bring some light to death. Because guess what, guys? We're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah,
Breaking
laugh
news.
now, cry later.
It's
baby.
all gonna
Ain't got
fucking
time for
happen. All right. It's gonna happen for sure. None of us are gonna live forever, and so let's bask in that lightness and think about what would be the worst way to die. What would be the best way to die out of this list, at least. So let's start with the first one. What? Or
are we gonna go in order? Or are we just gonna kind of pick out?
Let's go in order because it'll feel more random that way. So the first one is the lethal injection.
Acceptable, probably
Acceptable.
easiest death.
That's
And you get to kill a couple people before that happens too, right?
Yeah. You had to get the lethal injection first.
Yeah,
you had to earn it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's this one? A Poena Coeli? What the hell does that even mean?
I'm gonna put all my money on
that-
black, being that you didn't pronounce that correctly.
Let's see. Poena Cullei. It sounds like some Latin type of word. So Poena.
I think it's chili, Ponicelli.
Poenicelli? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Let's see. What do you? Something tells me that cannot be good at all.
Yeah, dude. If someone's
It's
like,
a Roman death penalty. I'm looking it up now.
does it give you the phonetic pronunciation so I can win all my money back?
Let's see. So Poenicelli. The punishment consisted of being sewn up in a leather sack with an assortment of live animals, including a dog, snake, monkey, and a chicken or rooster, and then being thrown into water. What? That's a death penalty that you could have gotten in Rome? Bro, Rome needs to chill the fuck out.
I want to meet the dude that came up with that. Whoever thought of that,
Dude.
like, you are disgusting. You are a sick, like, let's just, we need to think about this for a second. The council of, judges and executioners in Rome are like, all right, dudes, we have to figure out a way to punish these criminals, like for the capital punishment. And one guy raises his hand. He's like, dude, so what if we just stick them in a big bag, big leather sack, we sew it up? And they're like, okay, good. So suffocation. No. But wait, there's more. Before we sew the bag up, we're going to put like all these animals, just random shit, like whatever we can find, like monkeys, roosters, like just all these animals that are just going to, it's just going to be a sensory overload. Like they're not even like that's the crazy thing is they're not even vicious animals. Like I'm not like the chicken's not going to kill me, but like as it's in there, like flapping around and clucking, like we just want to make it like a sensory fucking overload. And they're like, okay, this is crazy. So you trap them in a bag and we're just going to obliterate all 5 of their senses until they suffocate. Like that's gnarly. Let's do it. And he's like, no, hold on. I'm not finished. We're going to throw that bag in the water.
Yes, they need to all be drowning together.
Yeah, they're all going to be drowning together. This human, this chicken, this monkey. What were the other animals?
So,
Snakes?
in this one, it was snake, rooster, monkey, dog. Yeah, rooster,
Which
dog,
also,
monkey, and a viper.
Can we take a step back? What the fuck did what the fuck did the monkey do to deserve this?
Dude, they're the same people putting you in the sack. They don't give a shit about the monkey, bro. Bro. They are fucking beyond that.
Dude, so like fucking Old Yeller just gets put into this leather sack and has to die with this criminal?
That's where part of me wonders, like, was this a ritual or was this a fucking execution? Like, it's execution ritual. Yeah, it's like, bro, the people that were watching this must have been like, I want to see something I've never fucking seen before.
Yeah, this is the Purge.
Yeah,
this is like the Hunger Games.
Yeah,
this is over the top.
You could only get away with these types of executions if you have like an emperor who has the final say and is like, that's fine. Let's keep those
obviously
running.
This dude has a fetish for.
Yeah, it looks like the first time it was implemented was like around 100 BC, but at the time of Emperor Hadrian of the 2nd century AD, he's best known for this form of punishment. Wow. Okay.
I just love that it says where a cock, a dog, a monkey, and a viper were put into the sack.
It was made into an optional form of punishment.
Oh, like you could choose
Oh wow!
this?
This is the alternative to parasitus, which is being thrown to the beasts in an arena.
Which is just like tigers and bears.
Wow, bro. They were really... See, that's what another thing people forget about, too, is like, when people think, oh, people today are so mean and cruel and blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, humans are insane. They've been insane. They were either going to throw you into the arena with the beast, or you had the other option of being thrown into the sack that you were sewn into, a leather sack, with the cock and the monkey and and the viper and the dog, bro.
So let's not get too off tangent because I want to
Oh,
do
yeah,
this.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Real quick, what are you picking? Are you getting thrown to the beast or are you picking the sack?
Between the two?
Yeah.
I got to go with throwing to the beast over that, right?
Oh, dude.
Because throwing to the beast, at least tiger crushes my throat, I'm dead. This is like, just like the snake's biting me, the fucking rooster's going nuts. This is just, like you said, it's like literally like a sensory overload. Just you're being attacked by all these animals.
While you're drowning.
Yeah. Bro.
Hell is absolutely a better alternative than that.
See,
not even close.
We like you brought it up earlier, bro. The truth is stranger than fiction. Like shit like that, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, quartering. Ooh.
This is where you get tied to the horses.
Yeah, and you get split into 4. Yeah. Can you imagine that, bro? They're like, your time has come.
Here's the
They're
fucked up
tying
part,
you
though.
up. You're like, no.
This is the fucked up part. Is their horses are not big enough to fucking rip me, dog. These horses they're gonna have to use probably 10 horses, 2 on each.
When those horses get scared, bro, you're getting torn. That left leg's going right up your ass crack. It's ripping off your fucking spine.
We call this the human pizza. This is just a quick pizza. You're getting sliced and diced,
dude.
Just shredded. I'm gonna be honest. Compared to what's on this list, because I don't want to start off too hot, because the first one was absolutely just egregious. I'm gonna say that this is. I hate this. It's somewhere between mid and let the sweet nothingness embrace me.
Really?
I mean, bro, it's not as bad as getting thrown into a sack with other animals. Like you're gonna
die. Why?
Because
the death is quick.
Think about the time it takes for you to drown alone, right? You're gonna try to hold your breath for like 45 seconds. So you're in this sack, right, with these animals that are going nuts, and you're drowning. Dude, even think about like. The bag has to get sewn up. They're not sewing the bag up in the water. You're like in this bag with these animals for like, I don't know, minutes, hours, days until they throw you into the water. Like there has to be some sort of transport from the time you go in this bag to where you get dumped in the water. Like rip my shit apart, dude.
Because it's so quick. Yeah, I'll do let the sweet nothingness embrace me
which is a weird way to describe like.
Yeah, I don't like the way they described it on that tier list. It's like,
but for sure that means it's like worse than mid.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not worse than hell, but it's fucking bad. It's bad.
On the same. Okay.
Yeah. You don't want anyone close to you going through this. The next one is scaphism. Scaphism. What the hell is that?
I guess we probably should have studied up, huh?
I know, right? But I didn't think I was going to be learning all these new ways to fucking die today.
I thought my experience as a 14-year-old with unrestricted access to the internet would have prepared me better for this.
Right? Bro, what the fuck? Scaphism, also known as the boats, is an alleged ancient Persian method of execution mentioned by the Plutarch in the life of Artaxerxes. It ostensibly entailed trapping the victim between 2 boats, feeding and covering them with milk and honey, and allowing them to fester and be devoured by insects and other vermin over time.
Dude, what?
What kind of fucking message were they trying to send when they killed people, bro?
What did these people like? I cannot even imagine what crimes these people committed.
Dude,
like if this is the punishment, dude, even if it's eye for an eye, right? You steal something, you get your hand chopped off. What did these people do?
Oh my fucking God. So they put you in a canoe sandwich, so you're trapped in there, and then they just lather you in milk and honey and just let all the insects and rats eat you fucking alive.
Bro, that is insane. I'm putting that as it's
They
equal
poured
to
it in their mouth, all over their face, and then they would keep it. Oh wow, look at this one, bro. So they would lie them down upon their backs, put them in the canoe sandwich, and so their head and their limbs are outside of their body, and then they would cover them in the milk and honey in their mouth, all over their face, everything, and they would make sure their face was always pointing at the sun too, so they had the sun beating in their face. It's like, bro,
dude. We have to move on from this. This is so just insane, dude. That is absolutely worse than hell. There's no question about it.
that is. Would you put that number one way to die?
Oh, so it even ranks within?
We can if we want.
That's smart. I'm gonna say that's worth just because that's probably gonna take a while.
That is insane. Stoning. Okay, so you just get hit with stones.
I mean, that would probably take a long time to kill, unless I just got one to the noggin. I'm gonna say mid.
Yeah, mid for sure. Stoning is mid. Hanging, that is acceptable.
I was gonna say mildly disturbing because, like, like sometimes it doesn't go right. Like if they don't do it right, your neck doesn't break, and then you just like.
People will end their own lives with a hanging.
That's true. Acceptable.
You know what I mean? It's not. It can go wrong, but lethal injection is probably the best because you're just in a chair and you just get.
So we have to now be consistent with our rankings. So if scaphism is the absolute worst, then that means that lethal injection needs to be on the far right, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it'll read this way.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Boiled alive.
Holy shit. I mean, I can't even say that with a straight face now because compared to what I've just learned, it doesn't seem that bad. I'm gonna go like boiling alive.
It's not on the tier of scaphism. It's not in a Poena Chuli, whatever the hell it's pronounced. Is it better or worse than quartering? Like, hey, Preston,
like,
you've been sentenced to death. We got the quartering option or throw you into a hot pot. What do you want?
Have you read The Jungle, Upton Sinclair, about the meat packing?
No.
It's like an old classic book, but it's about like the meat packing and like people were falling into like the vats and stuff all the time. So this like happened a lot actually. I'm gonna go
Though,
mid.
yeah?
I'm gonna go mid, but it's worse than stoning. So I'm gonna go left as stoning.
I would agree with you because it's just so quick.
It's probably
The brazen bull, is that one where they put you in that steel bull and they cook you alive inside of it?
what?
It's like from I think that's what that is. The brazen bull torture device. Oh my gosh. Was a torture and execution device from ancient Greece. The bull was hollow and made entirely of bronze with a door on the inside. And they would lock you inside and a fire was set underneath it. So you were roasted to death. Damn, bro.
That's definitely worse than boiling. That's worse than getting
definitely worse
a
than
rock
boiling.
at my head.
I would say it's worse than quartering. Roasted alive, bro.
Yeah,
'Cause
left of quarter.
You're in there. You're starting to feel it heat up. Oh my god. Jeez
Yeah.
Louise. They were really on some dark shit back in the day. Okay, you're trapped in a room with a gun and munched by ice spices on. Okay, that's too silly. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah. If we have to put it on it, it's totally acceptable.
Yeah, that is.
I just shoot the other person. I just go crazy in the room or something.
Yeah, what? Okay.
You ain't getting that gun, boy.
Sawing?
Like literally getting cut in half. I'm gonna say. I was gonna say mildly disturbing, but then I actually.
It's worse than stoning, right?
For sure.
Okay.
Now, are you going mid or are you going mid? Getting sawed in half, bro? I feel like you're going to be alive.
Is it worse
and
than
aware.
quartering?
I think so, because quartering, like...
Yeah, you're being... Yeah, it's quick.
Sawing you in half, like, 100 ways. Like, you're just gonna explode into
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Whereas like if someone saws you across the stomach, like you might be aware.
Yeah, you
for, like,
arguably you might only feel the initial part of the quartering, and then your central nervous system shuts off immediately. Yeah, I would agree with you.
So it's worse than the quartering, but it's not as bad as getting cooked in the bowl. Which I do want to applaud my ancestors, the Grecians, the Greeks, to put so much love and effort into actually shaping this thing like a bowl. Like they said, you know what, we're gonna fancy this up. Like we're not just gonna cook people alive, we're gonna make it.
Oh, it's gonna be like a beautiful bronze bull, and then we're just gonna put you inside of it.
Yeah.
That's the thing too, is like when I've actually, it springs up a lot of interesting dialogue, because it's like I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about torture devices. I haven't looked into the history of torture and execution methods, but even like getting halfway through this, it's like
I look at torture devices pretty often.
You do? Yeah. You have that one torture device app, right? Where it shows
it's like Tinder for torture devices.
Yeah, and you can kind of look around in there and see what I took a quiz. What torture device would I be? You know,
if you were a torture device, what
would I be? What would I be? Yeah.
What would you be?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. We don't have to get into that. But it's like more so thinking about this is like, bro, they must have really been trying to prove a point to the people watching, and like knowing, hey, if you piss off the king. I lagged out there for a second. If you piss off the king, we're going to stick you in the fucking bull, bro. Like, you better fucking get in line.
Well, dude, just imagine, like, you're, like, new to this area, and, like, you get a knock on the door, and there's, like, this golden bull, and you're like, oh, my God, for me? And they're like, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, what do you mean? And then you get cooked alive.
Yeah. Crucifixion.
Oh, this is...
That's a slow burn, isn't it? It's like, is it worse than?
Here's the thing. The time is like the most like divisive element, right? If things are like, if you told me, yo, you have to get ripped apart or you have to get ripped apart slowly, the slower one's worse. I'm going to be honest with you.
Because the crucifixion is you get the nails through your hands, right? And then through your feet. And then you have to lift yourself up to breathe because you're bleeding out the entire time, right? And you're just like hanging there. And so you're either like getting ripped by the nails as you're being held, or you have to like...
They did this to someone like super famous, and I don't remember who.
I don't think so. I've never heard of this before.
I would say it's pretty gnarly. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to put it on the hell one. I think we have to.
Bro, honestly, I think crucifixion is definitely not as bad as sawing even.
You were getting canceled second episode in. Like, there's no way.
I'm sorry. If you believe Jesus died for your sins, that's fucking awesome. But at the end of the day, if they would have thrown Jesus in that fucking brazen bull, bro, that would have been, everyone knows that would have been more fucked. God. Or if they if they hit Jesus with escapism, they put him in the canoes.
Dude, like, could you imagine people are walking around, instead of a crucifix, they're walking around with like a bullpen?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for real though. Like a bull.
Or just like a big sack, and they're like, oh, what is that? And they're like, oh, let me tell you. It's actually Jesus.
They hit Jesus with that Polina Chuli on the way out, bro. That's how they did him.
I actually would love to talk to you about our Savior, our Lord and Savior. He was thrown into a leather bag with animals.
It's interesting to think of that they chose the cross that Jesus was crucified on as their symbol of the religion. Because it's kind of dark.
And some religions actually wear the crucifix, like with Jesus on it, and some don't.
Yeah. That's a little interesting. No.
Super interesting. I mean, where are we going to put this? Are we going to put this...
Like, it's as a torture method, I don't think it's even worse than sawing.
Hold on. This is death. This is not just
death
torture.
method.
Yeah, like there's no survival.
Because with the crucifixion, you're just bleeding out, and eventually you're just gonna like.
Well, and you're starving, and you're like literally being.
Yeah, but you're gonna like consciously start to disassociate, I think.
But after how long? Like 2 days, 3 days?
But I don't sawing, like,
it's gnarly for like a minute. The saw would probably break out my abs.
Okay, can we agree that it's not worse than the brazen bull because of how just intense? Okay, we'll put it right here. We'll put it right here for now. Starvation. That is probably the best one, I think.
Well, no, it's not worse. I would rather get lethally injected. You get a last meal.
Yeah,
I get
true.
to eat my mom's chicken cordon bleu
True.
and then just drift off.
True. I would say that. Yeah.
I honestly, bro, I think I'd rather be hung than starve to death.
Well, as somebody
You kind of threw that in there quick, but like
I fasted for 7.5 days, so it's just like you would just like eventually just get really tired. I feel like and you just be like, damn,
and not wake up.
Yeah, you just
okay. If it's that,
give you some time. Strangling. Oh, that would be just so intense.
It's I'm going to be honest. Based on what's on there, I think it's still mid.
Yeah, even
I would rather get choked to death than get boiled alive.
Oh, for sure.
I actually think it's mildly disturbing.
Yeah, mildly disturbing. Yeah, this is our first mildly disturbing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is insane to say that we're so desensitized, but that's
but this people read the room. We're
is
talking
that
about
Mr.
death.
Beast
yeah.
On the Buried Alive?
That's Mr. Beast. It looks like it's probably the thumbnail from when he Okay, so Buried Alive for me that's probably one of the worst ways you could do me, honestly.
See, the thing about these is like these are like these weak ass ones, like the horses, the saw. I'm Kill Billing my way out of the thing.
You fucking wish, bro.
So like, this shit, I'm unfazed, bro. That shit's mid. Dude. Buried Alive is just what? Like, am I in a coffin or am I?
Just even a coffin,
like Step Brothers. In a coffin, yeah, I'm gonna put that probably. It's not where it's not. It's not even on the sweet nothing tier. Like, look at everything else. I would pick being in a coffin.
I agree.
I actually think it's
would you rather be stoned or buried alive?
I think it's in between stoned and boiling.
Okay, I would agree with that. Poisoning.
That sucks, but it's around strangling. That's like the hardest part about it is the betrayal, right? My wife fucking poisoned.
Yeah. Because lethal injection is technically poisoning.
Yeah, but you're strapped down. They put the anesthetic or whatever it is first to like slow the heart rate.
I would say poisoning. Yeah, it's worse. It's just a little bit worse than hanging.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
because you're definitely gonna have a reaction. You're gonna like.
Yeah, you might like fade out. What the hell does that say? Turning into. Okay, that's a stupid one. We're gonna ignore it.
What does it say? Just
turning into a vampire and being exposed to sunlight. What the fuck? Okay. Being disintegrated. I would probably say it's one of the
Thanos snap?
Right? Yeah, that's probably the best one because it's just like done.
Disintegration sounds quick to me, so it's probably up there with Ice Spice.
Yeah, I would agree. Airlock ejection.
It is the Thanos snap because that's Spider-Man getting fucking.
Yeah, you're right. That's totally Tom Holland. Airlock ejection.
Dude, when we pulled up this list, like I was like, I don't know if you guys could see me eyeing this, but like, bro, this is not a joke. Like, this is not performative anyway. That is my worst fear embodied. Like,
really, the airlock ejection, not the plane crashing.
Dude, This is. Lena and I flew back from somewhere, and we got seated in the exit row. And they're like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Like, I'm tall, so I wanted the extra room. Dude, Lena was laughing at me so hard. I asked the guy next to us. I said, "Hey, bro, you're not gonna like do anything crazy, right? You're not gonna like open the door or anything?" And he was like, "What?"
You really fucking asked that guy that?
I swear to God, dude.
Oh my God, bro.
I know. So I'm gonna put that. I mean, up there, dude. For me, I might rather get sawed in half on some real shit. Bro, think about it, dude. You're getting sucked out, dude. You're not even you're not dying.
And then
instantly.
you fall to your death.
Like, dude, come on, bro. That's crazy.
But the death is painless though, because you just die. Like sawing is.
But I'm telling you, bro. Given the choice, I might pick this. Like, I might take the extra pain to not have like. That is my worst fear, bro. That is like my. That is
okay. For you, I'll put it right here. Is that, or would you rather be crucified?
Yeah, right there. That's good.
Okay.
Where would you rank it? If I wasn't here, where would you rank it?
I would put. I'd probably put it behind stoning,
I was gonna say it's probably like to the normal person, like a huge rock to the head is probably the same. But I
Yeah.
appreciate
Oh,
that.
fucking rock to the face. Yikes. That would suck. Fire ants being eaten alive by them.
Holy shit! I mean, remember this is worst ways to die. So this is like seeing it all the way through. This is like so many ants are just
That's technically like a part of the scaphism, right? Because scaphism is just being eaten alive by insects and vermin, really.
yeah. Plus being drowned by milk. So if you're lactose intolerant, you're screwed. I'm gonna put compared to this list, it's probably I'm gonna put it behind getting cooked in the bowl. It's way gnarlier and way slower than stone.
Yeah, because it's yeah.
Other side, other side. I'd pick the ants before the cooking, probably. What would you pick?
I would say the brazen bull's the worst.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. We'll put it there.
300 kick into that hole that they had. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm gonna put that as like falling to your death. Kind of
Falling to your death, but it's quick.
Probably around poisoning.
Yeah. I would put it.
And the last thing
Yeah,
you see
it's
is
like
just-
hanging, falling to my death. Is there much different?
I mean, here's the thing. It's definitely got to go to the far side of that column because the last thing you see getting strangled is the guy choking you, right? The last thing you see getting the 300 kick is like this super handsome Jack dude.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, Gerard Butler. If Gerard Butler's the last thing that you see before you get kicked into a
2006
well-
Gerard Butler. Not bad.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Hunger Games. So you get hunted eventually.
The thing is, I'm winning this, bro. Like that's the thing about these weak ass ones is like
Yeah,
you're forgetting
honestly,
the
that
fact
might be my favorite way to die. Like that
I'm
might be the
winning.
best way because that means I'm playing the Hunger Games and I died. Like
I watched Battle Royale, which is the original like Hunger Games. It's a foreign film. It's a Japanese film. When I was like 11, bro, I've been preparing for this
yeah, I would say it's the best way to go.
easily.
Like if that, I probably so far burning. Ooh, being burned alive. How much different is that from being boiled alive? Is it worse than being boiled alive?
That would be interesting to see, like which one is an actually more painful,
More of a
chemical
simulating
reaction.
event. Yeah,
I would say just throw it around the boiling because it's essentially the same.
yeah, I would say right around there. Car shredder. Ooh, fuck.
Oh my god, dude. That's pretty gnarly. And I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. That might be worse than quartering because like you're going in.
Yeah, just fucking.
They put your shit in feet first, and you just have to get like,
I would agree. That's worse than sawing.
oh, way worse. We're on the other side of this quartering. I think it might.
That's what
be,
is that? That's brazen bull territory for me. Like you said, feet first, bro. Oh my.
No, hold on. So you're reading it the wrong way. So what we're
This
saying
is
right here.
this is the worst.
yes.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
you're totally right.
It's brazen bull
Yeah,
territory.
it might be. Oof. Yeah, I'm down to put it around there. Yeah, I mean, the cooked alive probably takes longer, so I'd say it's slightly less.
And just like being pressed against the hot metal and you can't escape it. Oh fuck.
and I mean, think about it. We have boiling alive in there. Like that stuff cooking in that metal bowl is essentially boiling. Like you're gonna be boiled alive.
Yeah.
I wonder if they put like spices and veggies in there
To like help with the smell.
because like cooked is a very particular term, you know?
Yeah, you're literally being roasted. I think, right?
Yeah, you're like into a stew.
Medusa turning you into stone. That would be one of the best ways.
Yeah,
Hunger Games is
especially
the
if
best.
she's bad too.
Yeah, she's hot, and I got to look at her in the eyes before I died. Not bad. Eaten by a Titan from Attack on Titan, which is one of my. I personally think it's the pound for pound best anime of all time to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is light work. I mean, it would be pretty like if we're being real about it. Getting chased by something that's 5 times your size and then literally getting your head bitten off, like Aaron's mom.
It's worse than sawing, right?
Yeah, it's just the experience, like the experience of getting chased, grabbed, and is
Because he
Yeah.
probably grabs you, it crushes your ribs. Oh man.
yeah, dude. Just like it's like someone barehanding a steak. right? But you're the-
That's. Is it worse than fire ants, or is fire ants
No.
so slow that it's terrible?
just to think about like that's like dying by acupuncture, right? Like we're talking like so many tiny little things that have to add up to you dying, bro. Like you might be getting eaten by these ants for like 2 days. You know what I mean?
I'll put it right here. Is that cool?
So it's worse than being crucified.
For something,
I just want you to be on record saying that getting eaten by a fictional character is worse than getting crucified.
I think so because of the visceral nature.
Okay. Clip it.
Midsummer cliff jump. They just jump off a cliff. Yeah, Midsummer. That's one of my favorite.
I've only seen it once. I don't remember the cliff jumping.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for people, but why they do it. But there's a scene in there that they jump off a cliff and land on.
Oh, I totally remember.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just falling to your death though. So it's definitely not as bad even as stoning.
It's not even as bad as the 300 kick because it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Voluntarily.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably right there.
Having molten gold poured on you.
Like 300 or like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's pretty gnarly, dude, but I'm going to say compared to everything on this list, it's probably just slightly worse than being strangled. Think about it. It's not worse than getting stoned. It's not worse than getting buried alive. Essentially the other one's burning alive and boiled alive.
Yeah, so boiled alive and burning alive are worse because they're probably slower than being molten gold.
I mean, the only person I've ever seen die from having gold poured on them was Daenerys' brother.
And it happened Viserys, right? I was just thinking.
Yeah, and it happened pretty quick.
Yeah, I would say it's worse than strangling now.
Yeah, I think it's right there.
A table laser?
Oh my god, like a CNC machine? Like you're just getting cut up?
Oh shit, yeah, whoa. That'd be weird. That'd be quick though.
Do you get to pick the design?
Right? You just get the fucking... What, are you going to get the BMW logo cut out of your chest, right where your heart is?
You know me so well, dude. No, I'm going to get like 90s pornographic tats all over, just like, like this tribal, like all the 90s tribal porno tats. And they're just going to...
And just carve you out. I would say the carving...
It's got to be pretty slow, dude. Think about if they start at your feet and they just like cut little slices of your legs off. Like that's...
But if they just because they could also just do like a smiley face where like the center of my chest and I would just die immediately.
So if this is in a competition with getting sewn into a bag with animals and thrown into the water, they're probably not going to put a smiley face over your heart and make it quick. They're probably going to laser you back and forth a tiny piece at a time. Which makes that probably just behind falling into the car, or just ahead of falling into the car crusher.
If they take out so they take different design chunks out of different parts of your body.
Well, just think about it, dude. Like you're laying on the table and it's just zzz, 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 like you're just getting cut up.
Oh, into lateral slices, it'd be car shredder would be worse. I feel though, because just the way it would crush and crunch you up.
I just think about the time. The car shredder is crushing me up, but it's quick. Like those things move pretty quick.
So you would rather be you'd rather be car shredded than table lasered.
Hands down. I'm gonna write this in my will too. If it comes to it, I would rather be. What did you say? I would rather be car shredded than table lasered. Yes.
Wow. All right.
If we're in disagreement, let's figure this out. Have you seen how quickly the car shredder moves?
Something about this, I think it would be so clean that you'd start bleeding out so fast that you would just... This is just...
Just so visceral, just so...
Yeah, for me.
Then switch them. I'm not too worried about that. They're both pretty gnarly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
1,000 years of death.
What does that mean?
You just keep on dying again and again for 1,000 years. I would say
death by snooze for 1,000 years. Okay.
That depending on how you die each time and how you die.
Do you remember death by snooze?
What's that?
From Futurama, they go to this island and all the chicks are these super hot Amazonian girls.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
And the punishment is you have to sleep with them. So death by snoo snoo. So yeah, I'll take death by snoo snoo for 1,000 years.
Yeah,
That's probably better than competing in the Hunger Games.
yeah, I would say so. Yeah, fuck it. Breaking wheel. I have no idea what that was referring to.
This one we gotta consult the wiki.
Breaking wheel. Whoa. So, was a torture method used for public execution in Europe from antiquity through the Middle Ages in the modern period by breaking the bones of a criminal by bludgeoning them to death.
Okay, so this doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, you're just bludgeoned.
Oh, it's like this wheel goes by, and there's like a bat on the end of the wheel, and it just hits you as it goes by.
Oh, yeah, it looks like that's what it is. Wait.
Just repeated.
So, okay, the execution was typically a large wooden spoked wheel, the same as the one used for transport, sometimes modified with an iron thrust attached, extending blade-like part from the rim.
That's exactly.
The primary goal of the first act was the antagonizing a mutilation of the body. They would start breaking your leg bones first. Wow. They would drop the wheel on the shin bones. Oh my God. So they just crush you with the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds gnarly, but it's not. It's not. Again, it's not getting put in a bag with animals and thrown into the water. I'm gonna put this probably.
That's like just a worse version of stoning, right? Like a more visceral, up close stoning.
But it's definitely worse than getting buried alive. I'm gonna put it between buried alive and burning.
Okay.
Are we cool with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. The chair. I'm assuming that's the electric chair.
Oh my God, dude. I'm gonna probably say that's light work. Have you seen Sin City?
Long time ago.
Remember Marv? They zap him like 4 times, and he's just like eating it. I'm just eating the volts.
I would, yeah,
Probably.
that has to be. They do it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like-
I'm gonna put this above. Oh, you're gonna go acceptable.
It's
You would
it's
rather
it's,
get-
it's better that it's better. It's just worse than poisoning because strangulation is so personal.
Yeah. That's fair. That's cool.
Drowning.
It's up there, dude. But I mean,
It's a
considering the
it's a
things that
simple one, but it's a banger. That's a fucking tough way to go.
the horrors I have just learned of.
Drowning, man.
gonna
Yeah, because that is.
I'm gonna say it's probably just above buried alive and right behind the wheel, the bat just hitting me over and over again. Because I mean, drowning sucks, but like, are we talking like 2-3 minutes and I'm gone?
Yeah, because eventually you just black out, and other than that, it's painless. It's just the panic of losing air. That how do you quantify that on the pain scale? I guess.
I'm gonna put it above buried alive and below the bats, the repeated bat strikes
Yeah, I would agree with that.
from the wheel.
Firing squad.
That's light work,
Yeah,
probably around
that's-
hanging.
Yeah, that's probably. It's just worse than. It's worse than falling to your death, though, right? It's worse than
No,
poison.
dude, you have a blindfold on. They're like, all right, say your last goodbyes. 3, 2, 1. You're gone.
Yeah, they're pretty close, though. Would you rather be hung or fired squad?
Firing squad.
Really?
Bro, it's a nothing. It's like hanging. You literally like your neck breaks.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
It's not always
Okay.
like, dude,
Yeah, you get
What do we have-
couple cold bullets.
what do we have that's just better than the firing squad? Yeah, what is that
Starvation.
one? Yeah, firing squad. Okay, cool.
Gas chamber.
It's
Is it like gonna melt my lungs where I'm coughing up my own blood like that? Like mustard gas type shit, or is it gonna just like gas me out?
no, it's probably the former. I'm gonna say it's right in there with burning and boiling and drowning.
Yeah,
Just
it's like the
so
similar.
far,
It seems like a similar way to go. Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's all around the same. They're interchangeable, kind of. Guillotine. That's better than hanging, right?
Oh, for sure.
That's for sure.
As long as it's heavy enough.
Is it better than firing squad?
It's the same. Would you rather be chopped up or shot?
Yeah, yeah, but it's like done like that. Keel hauling, the last one. Punishment for sailors, okay.
You have to be a sailor to get this?
So it's a punishment, potential execution once meted out to the sailors of the sea. The sailors were tied to a line looped beneath the vessel, thrown overboard on one side of the ship, and dragged under the ship's keel, either from one side of the ship to the other.
So you're just getting dragged behind a boat.
Wow. God. Back in the day, bro, they just loved sending a fucking message. They just really fucking did. God damn.
Which it's crazy too, because like all the stories and all the media adaptations we have of back in the day was people were just like out being wild, bro, like R-wording each other, killing each other. But like, if these were the punishments, bro, I would have stayed my ass inside, dude. I'm not out here committing crimes if this is what I have to.
It's like this world bred a different type of human though. We had like way more testosterone. We were just way more nasty. Like all of us were. All of us were just like ready for smoke, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, this is pretty gnarly, bro, but I'm going to put it, here's my first. It's right around the getting eaten by the Titan and the ants. Because it's essentially just prolonged drowning, but it's not falling into a car shredder.
I could say that. Yeah, I could say that. That's probably pretty fucking bad, though.
I want to put this on record. If there's any experts in any of these things, please reach out to us. I would love to be so wrong about this and find out
Right?
that, like,
Because it's like everyone has experienced one of these has died. So it's like there's no
yeah, but
there's no like guy
There's
out
no
there who's like, hey,
testimonies
I
we
know
can-
I tried it out. No. They're all dead.
yeah, dude. So how was the brazen bull for you? I heard it got pretty
Yeah, exactly. It's just
spicy in there.
yeah, for real though. So yeah, so we stuck with escapism as number one.
It's funny because that was the first one. We kind of came out with a bang, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just the thought of being trapped and just being slowly eaten alive. It just seems to be so.
Oh wait, we said so. Escapism is absolutely worse than the bag of animals.
Damn, it's almost like they're the same, dude. They're just different.
Because, dude, the way I think about it is like the actual logistics of getting put in a bag with animals, getting sewn up. Like, this is gonna take a while.
Yeah, you sew me into a leather bag, and then you throw the animals in there, and then you throw
The
me into
entire
a lake.
time while the bag's getting sewn up, these things are just going crazy. This chimpanzee's going crazy. There's feces flying everywhere. There's feathers. There's like.
I can't believe this was like the most over. Like I just couldn't even believe that this
And
was
then
really.
think about it, bro. Then you get drowned. Like they wanted to attack this. This might be the only one that attacks every single sense that we have.
Read this visceral description. The person was first whipped or beaten, and his head was covered in a bag made of a wolf's hide. On his feet were placed clogs or wooden shoes, and he was then put into the poina chuli, a sack made of ox leather. Placed him into the sack was also an assortment of living animals, a serpent, a cock, a monkey, and a dog. The sack was put on a cart, and the cart was driven by a black ox to a running stream or to the sea. Then the sack with its inhabitants was thrown into the water.
Okay, so that we answered my question. You weren't getting sewn up and tossed in. You were tortured. You were kidnapped. You had to wear wooden shoes, and then you were transported via ox cart to the water. There is no chance that is not the worst way to die. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Let's go. That is our show, everybody.
Holy shit. I hope you all feel like you learned something new today, because I did.
Thank you so much for tuning in. This may be our last episode based on what I saw here today. So Stay tuned. Hopefully, there's an episode 3, and we don't get
And a little PSA for everyone out there. We're not like trying to make this a dark podcast. It was a topic that came up naturally, and it felt like it's one that needs to be explored because death is a part of the human experience, baby. So let's talk about it. So I appreciate you listening, and we look forward to hanging out with you again next week.